are the services that you sell?
Okay. Yeah, my name is Sean Anderson. My business is called liveyourbeastlife.com, and it's empowering others through martial arts-based fitness.
Okay. So what kinds of things do you offer? Do you offer classes or like one-on-ones?
Both, yeah. So I teach classes in a brick and mortar school. I also have online content. I also do seminars. We're traveling to New York from Orange County, California.
Wow.
So we are in the process of creating more of an online presence. But at this point, most of my students are live. So I teach fitness kickboxing. I teach traditional martial arts, and I'm doing the Tai Chi seminars, self-defense seminars. Yeah, I do a lot. I got several different martial art credentials: karate, 2nd degree black belt; taekwondo, 3rd degree black belt; 1st degree black belt in hapkido; working on a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
You're doing it all.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So when did you start your business, and what inspired you to start this business?
Well, I have a background in retail. I did 22 years working in the grocery retail sector in California, and my life kind of imploded, and I started drinking, and to the point where I tried to commit suicide. I drove my car into a telephone pole, and so then I had to go to recovery, and so I left Northern California and I went to Southern California, and I did 9 months of rehabilitation basically, and cleaned up my life, took inventory of who I am, what am I doing. Obviously I survived the car accident, so what's my purpose? And looking at rebuilding my life, what are the things I want in my life? What are the things that are good for me, that empower me, and that are healthy? And martial arts has always been something that I've done on and off for the past 30 years. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to, first of all, get out of retail, because that was part of the problem, that toxic environment. But I want to kind of utilize martial arts not only in my personal life, but hopefully in my professional life. So I just randomly went on Indeed, and I found a place that was looking for an instructor in a style that I wasn't really knowledgeable in, that I thought. And I got involved, and I was like, oh, this is the same thing I've been doing. Martial arts is martial arts. So that segued into another opportunity to teach fitness-based kickboxing classes. So at this point, like I said, my main thing that I do is I teach fitness kickboxing, and the demographic is mostly female. And then I teach traditional martial arts, and the demographic is from 3-year-old toddler to a 70-year-old male or female. And in that whole thing, I discovered that I had a gift and a passion, and that people were willing to pay me for my information. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I never would have thought about that. This has just been a hobby or something that I've been passionate about my whole life. And after a while, you figure you're the one in the room that's been around the longest, and then people are like, well, I want that information, or give me the cheat to the system. So I started to get a demand for my services, and then I had people coming up to me asking me if I do private lessons, and if I could teach their kids or their wives, or teach them. And so now, in addition to teaching the kickboxing fitness in that demographic, and then the traditional martial arts in that demographic, I do private lessons with families, the dad, the mom, the kids, CEOs. I do private-based fitness classes with CEOs. And then the opportunity opened for seminars. So then I'm like, okay, well, I could teach breathing and movement and through Tai Chi, or I could teach self-defense seminars that empower people so they feel safer and stronger and less afraid. And then the fitness, anybody who's looking to kind of upgrade their lifestyle and their body and take control of their health. Martial arts obviously has a lot of exercises that condition the body to prepare you to do those types of movements. So I hope that answered the question.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, definitely did.
So that was about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, when everything, I started rebuilding my life about 4 years ago, and I think I've been teaching full-time 7 days a week for about 3.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, you have such an amazing comeback story.
It's amazing. Thank you. And I'm just running full speed with it, because that's the direction that I've been given. It's like, I asked the question, okay, what's my purpose? I tried to die, it didn't work. Here I am, what's going on? And it was like everything that I've been through, finally I see that it happened for a reason. And I had no idea what my life is now. I had no idea back then. I could have never imagined how amazing my life is.
Yeah.
And now I have a beautiful wife. I'm here in New York City.
Aw.
You know, we just flew to Milan and Venice, and you know, just all these opportunities are opening up. Meeting all these people here, networking, and really empowering others. That's really what I'm passionate about. And if martial arts is the vehicle that I can do that through, whether it's breathing or self-defense or fitness, I'm all about it.
Yeah. Wow, that is amazing. I'm just like blown away by your story. That's really incredible.
Thank you.
So with the people that you were doing Tai Chi with here today, like how did you feel like it affected them or empowered them?
Okay, so you know, in the beginning, it's like, okay, these people don't know me. I don't really know them. Everybody's nice and happy and everything. And then I have all this information in my head and to provide context, because it's like, okay, we're just going to be doing some of these movements that could probably look silly. But I know that they're valuable, so I said, okay, I'm not going to really do too much explanation, you know, and I have a limited time frame of what I'm working with, so let's get to the meat and the potatoes of it. Unless you're vegan, let's get to the soil, and let's just start doing it. So I kind of went through and just gave a brief description of what we're going to do, and we just started doing it, you know. And that's kind of the way that I teach is I'll give some people some information and turn them loose to go kind of experiment with that. And then when they start to find the weaknesses or the things that aren't working, then they come back to me with some specific questions and say, hey, this isn't working. And then I can give them the specific information that turns that light bulb on for them. And then they have an organic discovery, and you can't take that away from them. And so I saw that happen today. You know, people came in, they didn't really know who I am or what I am, and there's a lot to deal with here, looking at me. But we all got together and it's like, listen guys, we're in the same space and we're going to take this time together in a safe place, and we're going to breathe together and we're going to move around together. And by the end of that, 45-minute session, like everybody was doing it, and we were all sweating and having a good time. The temperature raised like 20 degrees in here, and my shirt was soaked. And at one point I turned away from everybody so people could just copy me. And I got to the point where I wasn't giving any more information. It was like, let's just do it together. And when I did turn around and look, everybody was doing it. And so, in that short time frame, giving the instruction, doing the demonstration, my main hope is that they can be within themselves and experience what I experienced. And they're going to get a little taste of that. And I hope that fires them up or inspires them to do a little more research. That's why I have the online content. It's like, if you came and you had this experience and you're interested about it, here's my Instagram, you can see what I do. That's my resume, as everything that I do on there with everybody. And here's my online course. So if you want to learn the more details about the specific movement and how you can, make it more dynamic or incorporate it into your life to empower yourself, to help your circulation, help your breathing, here it is. So yeah, I think it was a success. It looked like everybody was having a good time, and I got a lot of handshakes and smiles at the end.
Oh, love that. That's awesome. I'm so glad. One last question. How do you feel like your purpose and mission, personally and with your business, kind of integrates with Isabel's and Repurpose Your Life?
Well, that's a great question, and I literally had to find the purpose of my life after that car accident, and I got as vulnerable and as naked and as exposed and at the bottom you could possibly get, and I had to rebuild and arise, and like a resurrection. So in a way, that old person did die in that accident, and a new person rose up with a new purpose. So to have an opportunity to bring my specific story and the specific energy to this room and these people is like perfect, because that's the slogan, is repurpose your life. And so being able to share my experience to help others repurpose their life and empowering the others is exactly what I meant to do. And so I'm so thankful for Isabel and everybody that played a part in putting this together.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for all of your answers and for talking with us today. I'm so glad you're here. I mean, you fit perfectly with, Isabel's community and what we're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, I was like, I'm the only guy here probably, but I love it. I mean, I teach fitness, kickboxing to women. I teach self-defense seminars to men and women and children, but it's like, let me give people some stuff, and I kind of look a certain way, so it's like people are probably like, what's going on? It's like once you get to know who I am and what I'm sharing, everybody's pretty stoked.
Yeah.
So I'm so thankful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.